Okay, got some music in the background now. If you can hear that, that is Overhaul's OST from My Hero Academia Season 4. And the reason it's on is because of the reason of this video, and this video, given the warning now, this contains massive My Hero Academia, and if you haven't watched Naruto spoilers as well. So if you're anime only to My Hero Academia and you're just watching with the current episodes being uploaded, do not watch this friggin' video, as we're discussing stuff that's happened after the Overhaul arc, how the characters function, and some similarities to basically Naruto and Naruto Shippuden in this sense. Because as I've talked with a friend, we came to realize that a lot of people with Naruto Shippuden, they say it peaked during the Pain arc. And I'm not saying that there aren't good parts in the War arc or the Obito arc and all that shit. There are good parts, but it really did peak during the Pain arc. And I came to realize, as me and my roommate started putting shit together, that the current villain of My Hero Academia Overhaul, the two animes share a lot in common with the show peaking at this specific point. Like, a lot of people who have read the My Hero Academia manga have still stated that the Overhaul arc is the best arc of the show. And the other few things me and my roommate picked up on, that is, despite the fact that during the Pain arc it peaks, during the Overhaul arc it peaks, the similarities go further. Both arcs end poorly. It's like you got the character, you got the two villains, great motivation, backstory, abilities, lore, it's all there. World building functions well. How the arcs finish with these people getting defeated is just shit. With Naruto, it's talk no jutsu. It's a meme at this point. Naruto uses talk no jutsu on Pain, and his entire philosophy, ideology just falls apart because of a book. And it doesn't even make sense when you consider that Pain killed Jiraiya. That didn't stop him from changing his philosophy. The book, which the hero in the book is named Naruto. Naruto is named after the book. The book didn't come into being after Naruto. So it's like, Naruto can't really say, I'm the person in the book, because he wasn't even fucking born when this thing was written. So, I never understood, and then Pain just went and just did stupid shit. Reviving everybody and killing himself in the process. It's really dumb how the Pain arc ends. And in that sense, Overhaul is handled a tiny bit better, but it's still bad. And it's a constant theme in My Hero Academia. So while this season will peak as one of the best, My Hero Academia's problem is all the villains in the show, with the exception of the League of Villains being Shigaraki and his group of retards. Every other villain is better than them. So we've had Stain, we've had All For One, we're getting Overhaul, we're getting these amazing villains. You pretty much got All For One, who's the Madara Uchiha of this friggin' series, and he's never gonna get out of Tartarus. Tartarus is a sin in this show. It sounds cool, prison called Tartarus, but basically if you go there, you ain't fucking getting out. You're just written out of the fucking story. Stain, great philosophy. Never gonna see him again. Overhaul, and as I said, spoilers, Shigaraki betrays him in like the last few episodes of this arc, and they capture him before he's taken to Tartarus, and they chop his hands off, making his quirk pretty much useless. The good side to that is that it's irony. It's like, because that's what Overhaul's trying to do. He's trying to remove the hero syndrome. But while it's cool that, you know, he loses the ability to use his thing and he's being locked up, it's just like the hero syndrome goes on. So Shigaraki doesn't really accomplish shit by killing him. It's just like, basically Overhaul and Shigaraki have a dick measuring contest, and the sad thing is Overhaul is better. Nearly every villain that shows up is better. Shigaraki is the Obito of this series. He's the villain that's there, that gets taken in by, you know, it's like Obito got taken in by fucking Madara, gets turned into the villain. Shigaraki is the bloody, gets taken in by All For One, becomes the fucking villain. And you're gonna see that even they have similarities, Obito and Shigaraki. It's like, from what we've heard about in the My Hero Academia manga, Shigaraki somehow becomes godlike. Doesn't make fucking sense. His quirk is pretty simple. It's very simple. And it goes through the fucking roof. Same with Obito. He went to god level mode. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of similarities between Naruto and My Hero Academia. And with Overhaul just getting his hands chopped off, it becomes the Marvel problem. Marvel had a problem where you're a one movie villain. You're forgetful, we see you once, you never contribute to anything again. There are a few exceptions to this, but a lot of Marvel villains are like that. And that's what happens in My Hero Academia. If you're going to watch a season or an arc, the cool villain that actually contributes a lot to the story is only going to be in there for that arc, and they get locked up in Tartarus, you never see them fucking again. And it's also Shigaraki can become a god by the end of the story. And if I'm right, and it's similar to Obito from Naruto, you're gonna see Deku use some fucking talk no jutsu on fucking Shigaraki, and he either goes to prison or, you know, he ends up becoming a hero because some bigger threat fucking comes along. It's just like, this is where the show. A few other things that I want to talk about my view on is the one good thing post-Overhaul arc that happens is one of the consequences, and it comes from Overhaul in the form of everyone. Some people refer to him as Tintin, Togeda, or Lemillion, who is a fan favorite character from the moment he shows up to what we're currently watching in the anime, to what you see later in the manga. He's a fan favorite. People love this character to the point where they don't like Deku anymore. They're like, we'd rather see an anime about Togeda and Lemillion as the main character rather than Deku, because by the end of the story, this asshole doesn't have his powers anymore. The thing that shot Sun Eater, his friend, was temporary. They get the refined version. It hits Lemillion and he's fucked. The good thing about that is it gives the people the hope of seeing what we originally wanted to see with Deku, and that's a quirkless hero. Can a quirkless hero exist? And when you see Togeda, his spirit, his motivation, and it's just like, you believe he can be that quirkless hero, and you're actually cheering him on to do it. Here's the good thing that comes out of it. The bad side of this arc, and it's the character I just don't like at all, because to me this is wasted potential. They could have done so much more with her, is Overhaul's adopted daughter, Eri, who's been used for, you know, for a quirk to create the drug and everything. Her problem is that she's brought into the story, and she's like when you take world building of My Hero Academia, Eri and her quirk and her blood and all the work that Overhaul researches into this girl and how to weaponize her is such a key component that you would think going forward in time, whether it's Shigaraki and the League of Villains or some other group, Eri will become prime target. They've seen, because we've proven it. Overhaul pretty much has connections all over Japan. He's supplying everyone with this drug. And we know that he's got connections to America where he's buying quirk drugs from over there. So he has a good setup. And by the end of the arc, everyone is fully aware of what he was doing, what was the drug, they know about Eri. It becomes like a common knowledge thing. They can't friggin' hide it, especially when the book goes down. So what I was hoping for and what disappointed me was the fact that no one targets Eri anymore. It's like she's this huge component that could technically destroy the world of My Hero Academia. In a nutshell, she could be the key component, and no one goes after her. She just gets enrolled at UI, is it? Oh, whatever. Forget UI. Becomes a student there, and apparently where the plot's going, and it's really dumb, and fans aren't really that big of a fan of it, is they want her to learn how to use her quirk to control her, and the theory is that if she learns to control her quirk, which is called rewind, because she can rewind a human's body to a previous point in time, hence the reason how they weaponized it, they think that her quirk's broken, and that if she learns to control it, she can restore people or fast forward time. Like maybe it's just time in general, and she just, at this point, she only knows how to go back. And to be dead honest, the reason people aren't a fan of this theory, and some people, I hate it. I think it's a dumb fucking thing if they go ahead with this shit. Is one, it's OP. It's gonna seem like an ass pull. It's like when the story needs it most, Eri will just show up and, hey, I figured out how to use my quirk, and it's gonna piss on the whole fucking story. It seems like it could be a massive ass pull at one point. And as I pointed out before, more people are happy with Togata being the quirkless hero. And if My Hero Academia ends at some point and we see Deku in the future as the #1 hero, it'd be cool to see maybe Togata as his sidekick, or someone that works alongside of him as the quirkless hero. That could be really interesting. We don't want a point where it's like Togata gets his powers back towards the end of the story and he's like, oh, look how OP I am again, power, and just starts fucking on everyone, because it's one of those cheap things. And that's perhaps just a sad point of where I wanted to go with this video on My Hero Academia, because as I pointed out in other videos, I love villains, and yeah, like, don't get me wrong, My Hero Academia has good villains. You got the Lord of Darkness, All For One, which I don't even know why he's in Tartarus being kept alive on life support. Like, he's the type of person, instead of keeping him alive on life support, which probably costs tens of thousands of dollars to do in jail, why don't they just kill the fucker? Oh, because he has to come back at some point, probably. Yeah, it's stupid. It's like a lot of the villains, like when you consider like Overhaul, Stain, and Orphan, they're the type of ones you kill. Because if Stain gets back out, you're just like, he's like a religious zealot nut in his ideology. He'll do anything to get that ideology across. So if Stain ever gets out, he's just gonna start killing again. And Overhaul, he's just fucked at this point. You took away his hands, so he's got the organization skills, but then you got Shigaraki in charge, who's a god in the future. So it's just like, it has good villains for their arc, but in the long run, these villains are never gonna fucking come back. Toga is just some waifu shithead that is OP at this point. Not only can she shapeshift, but now she's learnt to, when she shapeshifts, she can mimic people's quirks. She's gone overpowered as fuck. And then you got the rest of the dickheads that are weird. I don't know. It's just, people grasp on to certain anime, and they think they're like god tier shit. My Hero Academia, I think, because we're in the first 4 seasons, I would say what we've basically watched is like we watched, say, like if we're judging it by Naruto, we watched them get into the school, we watched them do the tune-in exams, and right now it's like they're kinda at the beginning of Shippuden, and with Overhaul, you're entering the pain arc. And as I said, when the similarities are there, this is where it peaks. It's gonna have a shit ending, and then it's the future of My Hero Academia. There's gonna be good moments, just like in Naruto. There are gonna be good moments. There's gonna be stuff that's hyped up really well and executed well. For example, it's like in the war arc. You can shit on the war arc of Naruto all you want, but the moment Guy went 8 inner gates, people lost their shit because that was hyped up since the beginning of Naruto. And of course, as fans have often said, Guy should have died, which he didn't. So it's just moments that they build up really well, but they fuck up. And I think My Hero Academia, as much as people want to worship this show, is the same in the sense. The only difference is Naruto had a ton of filler because it never had breaks. It was just constantly ongoing. So every time they caught up with the source material, they inserted a filler, whereas My Hero Academia takes a year or 2 off to sit on its fucking ass. That's the only real difference. I don't see much of a difference between Naruto Shippuden and My Hero Academia. You can overhype My Hero Academia all you want, but yeah, after Overhaul, this show just it has all the same problems that Naruto Shippuden had, and you can probably just call it a shonen curse at this point. That's all I really want to share. The similarities and that, and as I said, and look, I haven't completely shit on My Hero Academia. I'm saying Overhaul is fucking great. I like what happens to Togata. I reckon they could do really good stuff with that. I just think what happens to Overhaul at the end and Eri, with how the world developing went to shit. It went really bad because Eri's basically, yeah, people aren't going after her, and she's turned into a plot device to pull a future ass pull out. And yeah, I don't know, Shigaraki's character, it's like, I reckon if people who have watched Naruto shit on Obito, I'm like, you can pretty much shit on Shigaraki for the same fucking reasons. And that's all I'm gonna say. If anyone's worried about what videos are coming out next, Blast no Domo, Ruby Crack 2 will be my next reaction, because I enjoy his shit more than I do the actual show itself. And concerning Ruby Volume 7 Episode 3, I feel like I've seen the episode without seeing it, because I got up, went on social media. This is what I've seen. These few things pretty much tell me everything I need to know about the episode that I haven't seen. On Twitter, they've posted a thing of Jean, Ruby, and one other character open a chest, and they're like, guess what? And, well, they're getting their new outfits, which I'm just going to point out is problematic, because no one in Atlas knew they were coming to Atlas, and they've basically landed in Mantle, being taken straight from Mantle to Atlas Academy, arrested, and had a conversation. And somehow in that time, I'm hoping there's a time skip in the actual episode when I see it, but if there isn't, how did they know how to provide them with specific clothing and weaponry to them if they'd just shown up and they had no idea they were coming? I don't get. Hopefully there's a time skip. That would just sort everything out. So yeah, they get their new clothes, they meet up with the special ops people, and they go down to a dust mine where they fight centipedes and a Geist Grim. Apparently, from what I've heard, there's a lot of shipping down there between Renora, which is welcome because it's well done. It's always been there. And apparently there's some fucking bumblebee buzzing moment and a jump scare at the end where someone spoiled it. I think Rooster Teeth spoiled this on Facebook. They posted a friggin' 30-second clip on Facebook. Oh shit, that's gone for a while. Of Tyrion doing a jump scare and killing that dickhead that was in the back of the van in, I think it was episode 2, was it? That forest fuckwit idiot. He ends up dying. So yeah, it's like, I haven't even seen the episode, and yet 3 clips that probably total 1 minute have explained the whole episode. And then there's the fact, before I go, I'll just point out that Crunchyroll already has episodes of Volume 7, 1 and 2 on it. You just wait an extra week. It's like, Rooster Teeth, I don't understand how they're asking for money. They're like, oh, become a first member. Give us money for our content. And it's like, well, one, you can just wait a week and get a free Rooster Teeth account and just watch all your shit for free anyway. Or if you're like, I got a Crunchyroll account, it's already on there. So you're not even hiding it at this point, which makes it weird. What is that show that's coming out? Is it Genlock 2 that's on HBO Max? I find it weird that HBO got that and is restricting a 3-month ban on that before even Rooster Teeth first members can see that. And yet Ruby, they're so careless with it. They're just like, give it to everyone a week later. And I'm like, I reckon Ruby fans who are actually paying for first membership are probably idiots at this point. Because all you're paying for is a 7-day premium. Even less when you consider what I just said. You can watch basically the whole episode by spoiler clips that Rooster Teeth posts on all of social media. So, yeah, this video was more for just a spoiler thing on my views of My Hero Academia and the current arc. If you've read the manga, do you agree with me? If you don't, tell me, like, whether you agree or disagree, leave a comment telling me, like, the one thing I dislike most. I know my videos only get, like, very few views. I don't give a shit. But the people that do view them, if you're gonna dislike my video, get in the comment section and actually say why you dislike the video. If you just click fucking dislike, and especially if you're some Ruby idiot from fucking Ruby Amino that gets on and... oh boy, I don't want to get into that. This is a My Hero Academia thing. Okay, I'm ending this now. I'm not getting into all that Ruby shit. I'm gonna go watch Blossom Odoma's crack. I'm gonna have some fucking fun. I'm gonna have a laugh.